Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Continuing from the life of a member of the Ahlul Bayt, the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the life of Hazrat Abu Muhammad Jafar as-Saadiq rahmatullahi alayhi. Once Hazrat Dawood Ta'i rahmatullahi alayhi said to Hazrat Jafar rahmatullahi alayhi, "O son of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, my heart has darkened. Give me some nasihat, give me some advice." Hazrat Jafar radiallahu rahmatullahi alayhi mentioned, "O Abu Sulaiman, you are the Zahid of the age." Dawood Ta'i was a very pious person. You are the Zahid of the age. You are not in need of my nasihat. Hazrat Dawood rahmatullahi alayhi said, "O son of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Allah Ta'ala has bestowed to you all excellences and virtues. It is incumbent on you to admonish everyone." Hazrat Jafar rahmatullahi alayhi said, "O Abu Sulaiman, I fear that on the day of Qiyamah, my grandfather may apprehend me and demand, 'Why did you not fulfill the demands of my obedience?' This mission is not correctly discharged by genealogy. It is fulfilled by maintaining a beautiful relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." Allahu Akbar. Respected brothers, what a most beautiful incident. It continues. Hazrat Dawood rahmatullahi, before we come to the lessons, Hazrat Dawood rahmatullahi wept profusely and commented, "O Allah, when this is the state of him whose grandfather is the Rasul, whose mother is Fatima radiallahu anha, and who is a beacon of knowledge, who is this non-entity Dawood to become vain and proud?" So what lessons do we learn? There's many lessons we learn from this short incident. Number one, that Hazrat Jafar rahmatullahi alayhi never regarded himself to be superior than others. He wasn't proud. He wasn't arrogant. He didn't regard himself to be a Hazrat. Everybody must respect me. Everybody must come and kiss my hands, kiss my feet. Like how it's in vogue nowadays. He was a man of the Sunnah. He looked at his father, grandfather, and he looked at Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who had so much humility within himself. Afala akuna abdan shakura, should I not then be a grateful slave of Allah? When Allah forgave me, Allah blessed me with so much, the reply of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, should I then not be a grateful slave? He was Imamul Anbiya, but he regarded himself as a slave. He always was humble. Sahaba could talk to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They loved him. One of the reasons for their intense love for him was because Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was extremely humble. Here the progeny of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam doesn't regard himself, "I'm not worthy of giving you nasihat." He says, "Please, it's necessary. You have to give me nasihat." Then he doesn't say, "You must do this and this is what you need to do." He attributes everything. "I fear when I'm going to stand and my grandfather will see me, he will say, 'You didn't fulfill the rights of obedience. You were taking the fact that you are from my progeny for granted. That because you are from my progeny, you don't have to do a'mal salihah." So he says that fear of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam taking him to task, that I'm so worried about this. When we look in the light of the hadith, there was some narration, something to the effect. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told his daughter, "O Fatima, take from the dunya, take whatever you want from me regarding the dunya. On the day of Qiyamah, the fact that you are the daughter of a Rasul will not have any weight. Take from me what you want. What matters in the court of Allah on the day of Qiyamah is Iman and good deeds." Who is talking? Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling his most beloved daughter, don't think that you are the daughter of Rasulullah, therefore you don't need to, you can slacken in your deeds. So when this is the qualities of the Ahlul Bayt, that when it came to the ibadat of Allah Ta'ala, they exceeded them, they exerted themselves, and they were not proud, they were humble. Look at us. Then there's hardly any ibadat in our lives. We're making so much of a noise, and then we become proud of whatever little Allah Ta'ala gave us tawfiq to do. One day, Hazrat Jafar Saadiq rahmatullahi alayhi said to his disciples, now look at this incident. When I look at this incident, respected brothers, it pokes my heart. He's telling his murideen, his disciples, those who took bay'at at his hands, come, let us pledge and promise that whoever amongst us will be saved on the day of Qiyamah, he will intercede on behalf of the others. The Shaykh is telling his murids, whoever is going to be saved there, you'll intercede on our behalf. But the disciple said, O son of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what need do you have for our intercession when your grandfather will be the intercessor of the entire creation? Hazrat Saadiq rahmatullahi alayhi replied, I feel ashamed of my deeds. How can I look at my grandfather in the face on the day of Qiyamah? When this was the level of humility, their fear of Allah Ta'ala was of that caliber. That is why Allah gave them that high status. The more humbler, man tawada'a lillah rafa'ahu Allah. Who humbles himself for the pleasure of Allah, Allah elevates his rank. And that is why Allah blessed them with such a lofty rank, because they were so humble. And the last incident for today, when Hazrat Jafar as-Sadiq rahmatullahi alayhi went into solitude, refusing to emerge, Hazrat Sufyan rahmatullahi alayhi visited him and said, O son of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the people are deprived of your blessings. Why have you gone into solitude? Hazrat Jafar rahmatullahi alayhi replied, now I consider this to be appropriate. Meaning, what is appropriate? Me going into solitude. I consider this being alone, being to myself, to be appropriate. Trust has departed. People are engrossed in their own thoughts and needs. While they profess love and friendship, their hearts are filled with scorpions. Respected brothers and elders, people attribute to these pious people what they never did their whole lives. This is what he's making reference to. We should at all times only attribute to the pious people what conforms with the Quran and Hadith. What they never did, and what conflicts with the Quran and Hadith, what conflicts with Tawheed, and we're going to attribute it to the pious people. This is why many of the pious people cut themselves off and went into solitude, because they saw what the people were up to. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from ever attributing anything to the pious people, what they never stood for, what they never promoted, what they never, lived for and died for. And all the pious people, their mission in life was to establish Sunnah and to promote the Sunnah, the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not to bring about new ways. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all correct understanding.